Hawkins here with Chickenhawkfarmstead, and today our goal is to change the brakes on this Prius. It's a 2011 Toyota Prius. Hybrid is not a plug-in or anything like that. I don't think that really matters, but the front brakes have started grinding, so it's time to change them. So let's see if we can get that done. From what I've seen, it should be the same as any other brakes. I was kind of worried at first about the regenerative braking system and stuff, so I've checked out some other channels with some other videos, and everything looks like it should be the same. So let's get into it and see if it really is. A few of the tools that we're going to be using. Of course, got our brake pads. Went ahead and got rotors. We're just doing the front brakes. So I got brakes and rotors. I think the rotor's worth about 30 bucks a piece. So I'll put a link. I got them from Amazon. Put a link below about that. And the pads were $30, I believe, for a pair. So you're looking at 90 bucks in parts at least, and that's just right there, and add taxes, so easy 100 bucks. So we got that stuff. Got the trusty C-clamp, pry bar, so we can hopefully get our little plastic cap off the rim. And I'm gonna see if this thing, so the DeWalt impact, will actually take the lug nuts off, because that'd be really cool if we can get that to work. So I got some adapters and impact ready socket. I hope I got the right size. And of course we got our jack, some wrenches to get some little pieces in there off, and should have a jack stand. Probably go get one of those here in a bit. But let's start off with getting the cap off and loosen these lug nuts. Alright, let's see if we can get that bad boy off here without breaking it. Yep, that was pretty easy. One step down, couple more to go. Impact socket. And I'll put links to where I got all these. I got all this off Amazon. Below the impact socket, we'll get these lug nuts off. Oh, there we go. Not a problem, came on off. Loosened them all up very easily, very quick. Alright, well, you just saw the little drill driver make easy work of these things. Got it jacked up now. So now we just got to finish taking them off. It almost makes this too easy. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So, alright, let's get this tire off and get to it. I gotta drive this thing to work tonight. Get that off there. Let's take a look at these things. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it one bit if this was the original. They don't feel that warped. I actually don't feel any warping. But like I said, we're gonna go ahead and take them, replace them if we're gonna do this. I figure we'll go ahead and do it right. So now let's get our brake caliper off, which I do believe is one of these. Like I said, I watched a video the other day, and just gonna kind of wing it now. One of them I did see, cool little handy tip, that once it was off, I don't think that's gonna do it. Let me get in there and see if I can turn the wheel. course, that's going to make it a lot easier for us to get to some of these parts and pieces that are farther back here. So, well, next step is actually disconnecting the battery, because there are, I've only done brakes a long time ago, but apparently there are things like your key fob getting too close to the door or opening the door, things like that will re-engage the brakes. That's kind of like a just in case feature, and we don't want that plunger coming down on us in the middle of this job. So if you don't know, which if you're a Prius owner, hopefully you do know, yeah, I got a lot of stuff in my trunk. I know. Thanks. Oh, it's Star Wars. But in the trunk, over on the side, underneath this little panel here, if I can find the little, nobody conveniently left the tab out last time. There's a little tab on these. They're supposed to be left out. Let me get two hands on there and pull that out real quick. Well, this just reiterates why people who design cars should be strung out in the roads and beaten and tarred and feathered. My old one was in 2007. You just literally pulled out the little top there. I haven't been on the battery on this 2011. And if you look at those little pieces on the side there, in order to remove this to access your battery, you have to take this out and lift all this out. Oh, wait, no, there's more. And then this case here, those are actually underneath here. So you actually got to remove all this just to get to your battery. I won't say what I'm thinking, but that's what you got to do. So anyways, let's move on, and we're going to disconnect that battery and yeah, finish this job up. I guess I'll show this in case it's needed. To take it off, I simply used a little 10mm here. And here's your battery connection. Let's see if I can get this thing in here. Here's your battery connection. And it's hooked over that post there. All you gotta do is take that little wrench, loosen this up, and then wiggle this until it comes off. Now this, when you put it back down there, you wanna make sure it's somewhere where it's not gonna pop up and touch that thing. So just kind of secure it down in there somewhere. Some people might say tape it up or something crazy, but I think it's just that's just a little too much. So we just got it tucked down there so it's not going to jump back up and touch that. So now our 12-volt battery is disconnected. We'll go and continue to change the brakes. Alright, I may or may not edit this out if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, you got one here, and one here. Undo these three pieces there, and that's going to bring this whole caliper off. We're going to get our pads off and everything, and we'll go from there. What we got? I'm going to take a guess what size this is. Put it down below before I figure it out, and then maybe I can read your comment and you'll help me out. Yeah, we know it doesn't work that way. Do some live streaming. Do that one. I don't think this is the right one either. That's a standard metric. Alright, let's try 14 out. Now if you guess 14, looks like you're right. Being a pain in the ass. Alright, you know what to say. When in doubt, use a power tool. Let's see if this will help. There we go. That thing was in there. And of course that one's not the same size. Don't lose any of your bolts. Oh, it's not the same size because we don't need to do that one. There we go. We'll hang that up there. Hopefully that will stay. Alright, that's one of the little tricks I saw in those other videos. They said, take this, get it up out of the way. They also said to undo this here, because it'll give you more room later when working with your rotors. I don't really know if that's necessary though. So we're going to leave it there. But I do like how that does. Going to hang there and hopefully will stay. As far as brake pads on this vehicle, you see them? Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, there's really nothing left. They're pretty thin. So, yeah, let's get these off here and, yeah, see what we can do. Alright, in order to get these off here, or break them free, I guess I should say, they are 17-inch millimeter. I had to bring an extended wrench out. And it still took a lot. That was tough. Yeah, they say those things are on there pretty tight, and they ain't joking. So there's that. We loosen these off and get this off so we can work on getting that that rotor off. That's gonna be fun. Whew. Look how yeah, you can see some grinding going on there. Now let's see if these rotors are gonna give us much trouble. Yeah, I think we might have to get sledgehammers, because they have this little hole here that you can screw 2 of them in there, and it's supposed to help pop that out. But I don't know what I'm supposed to put in there. It's just like a random bolt, but I don't have a random bolt that size, so we're gonna have to, yeah, beat this thing, I guess, because it don't want to come off. So let me go get a hammer. Alright, it should only take a few taps. Hopefully this thing will come off. It's time to stop messing around. Take this thing off. Hopefully we don't knock the car off the jack. Finally got it off. WD-40 sprayed it in around all these, and then from the back side here to where it got up in this area. So the next one, when we do it, we'll go ahead and lube all this up before we get started. You can see where it started penetrating finally. And it's just a thing, it just rusts together, and these rust. Usually in more places where there's more salt from either snow or ocean. So that will definitely increase the chances of that. Alright, next, let's get our new rotor out and see if it fits. Alright, now that we got the rotor off, let's check out our new rotors real quick. They taped up. Yeah, a little piece of tape. Woo. There we go. Nice, pretty. Nothing special, but it should be the exact same thing we just took off. Rotor, line it up, slide it back on there. Look how loose it is. That's all nice now. It's all pretty. Alright, yeah, let's move along, get the clamp back on, and go from there. gonna use one of our lug nuts here. Keep this thing from wiggling. There we go. Oh, not just yet. Okay, get this piece back on. Whatever it's called. I already forgot. Brake caliper? No, I don't know. Get my bolts out. One and two. It'd be bad if we forgot one of them. Alright, that's all on there nice and good. New brake pads. There's our new brake pads right here, like I said. Pop the box open real quick. Okay, it looks like our new pads did come with all the clips. I don't know if I want to mess with taking all those off, honestly. So, I might skip that. Alright, well, these little clips here hold the brake pads in. Just go grab a pair of pliers and you can pull one out. It came with all the ones you need to replace. I wasn't going to replace them, but then I actually read instructions in it. It said it was critical that you replace these. So, we're replacing these. But that's all I'm doing now. I got the back to the finished replacement. We should be able to get the brake pads on. Alright, finally got all these little clips on. We're good to go there. We got our new pads. It did come with this stuff, the synthetic brake compound lubricant. It said apply to the pads. I don't really understand it, but it says to do it, so it says apply to the pads and all moving parts. So we'll do that. Finally. There, we're on a different side, but here's something else. The brake caliper. Assume everybody knows this, but you know what happens when you assume. This little plunger here is what comes out and pushes your brake. Well, yeah. So anyways, we got to get that pushed back in because it's set to the depth of the old brake, which was, yeah, pretty much non-existent there. Easiest and cheapest way to do this: C-clamp. Put that over that and put your C-clamp on here and simply tighten it down. hardest part to getting this thing started sometimes. It is kind of awkward with only 2 hands trying to hold this and do a C-clamp. There we go. And now, hopefully you can see, as we tighten it, it's going to push that back up in there. This is why we needed to take the key out, or disconnect the battery as well, because it can engage that without touching the brakes. Alright, so we're flush, and take this off. You see the plunger stays in. So, that's alrighty, everything feels good. Let's get that tire back on there. Then, yeah, we'll go pump our brakes. Alright, let's hop in. We're gonna pump the brakes a few times and they should stiffen up. They should be really loose. There it goes. Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna plug back in the battery. Go for it. Alright, a little bit ago I was griping about people that make these things and people that have to end up working on these things, and yeah, things that get irritating. So I disconnect the battery, right, to do this. Well, shut my trunk. What was I thinking? Because with the battery disconnected, it don't open. And if I'm wrong about that, someone tell me how, because it's not opening. Because now I got to reconnect my battery, which is in the trunk, which is behind the electric lock. How does that make sense? So don't be like me. Don't lock your battery. And wear gloves. That's a big mistake right there. I mean, both is, especially trying to film this stuff. So now I got to crawl through the back seat and reconnect this battery. Yay! All right. Hopefully we'll be back in a minute. All right, seatbelt on. Turn that fan off. It's kind of gonna be noisy, I think. Turn this mic around too. Got a fancy setup now, so I think I can do that. Now it just doesn't just twist. It'll come all the way off. Well, that's not fancy at all. And back on. Hopefully you can hear me better now. Don't go away. See what happens. There's a little squeaking. I think this is the batteries, or the batteries. The brakes going back where, or getting in place. I don't know. It's gonna make up stuff until, yeah. No more grinding. No more screeching. Should take you off for a ride at the beginning of this so you can know how bad they were. But we're gonna go about a mile or so up the road and yeah, see how they go. Hopefully I got the tires on tight enough too. Yeah, they feel like they're working fine. And the brakes a few times. So overall, once I did it, done it, whatever. Super simple. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done a brake job, but still pretty simple. The main thing was, you know, disconnecting that battery. It was a lot easier with that little impact, though. I will say that. Just make sure you don't misuse the impact. You know, make sure everything's lined up and started before you go in there and start using that, so you're not cross-threading nothing, because then you get to a lot of trouble. church up here somewhere I'm gonna go turn around at. But yeah, so everything seems like it's doing good, and not mad about it. I'm gonna try to remember to put links to everything, all the different pieces and stuff, the pads, the brakes for this vehicle, label, it's 2011 Prius. But yeah, they're all the Amazon links, so you can find. Went with Prime, pretty much whatever was Prime. I think there was a few things that might have been a little bit cheaper, but I wanted, you know, I didn't want to wait a week to get these parts in. So yeah, this was all that's just to the front. I haven't done the back. May end up doing the back here soon. It just really depends. I think most of the braking power, correct me if I'm wrong, is usually on the front tires. Oh yeah, that's nice and smooth. So, very happy with it. Like I said, all the links will be below. Check it out. Let me know what you think. If I screwed something up, or you think I could have done something easier, or especially if you know where I was supposed to lube, because I think I screwed that up. I just put it sit on the pads. So, alright, like, share, subscribe. Like I said, you don't ever know what we might do. We're always fixing something, or selling something, or growing something. It actually sounds like a good little motto though. Fixing, growing, and selling. Alright, have a good one.